started. Mr. Durham was in a meeting in Atlanta today. He's on his way, so he may shorten the figure, and when he does, we will give him his usual routine, if that sounds okay. We're happy to have everybody that's here with us tonight. Hope we have a great meeting. So, the first item that we've got to take action on is number 3, approve the minutes of June 28, 2018, regular board meeting as submitted. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Neil, second.
Second.
Carolyn, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We've got a presentation from Mr. Shane Bird, and I'll let Mr. Cunningham introduce him.
All right, Mr. Bird, of course, is our principal at Fort Payne Middle School. He's going to speak on our past school year and accomplishments of Fort Payne Middle School. And he would have, we would have Mr. Shaddix here also. Mr. Shaddix is with his son Matthew, and he is Junior Olympics. He's trying to make the team as a hurdler.
Right.
So he won't be here tonight. But we're happy to have Mr. Bird, and I know he has a great presentation for us.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to work where I work, and thank you all for that. I kind of say that every year, maybe a little different way, but it's the truth. Very lucky to live where we live and work where we work. I guess I should say that for myself, but I think I speak for a lot of other folks in the room.
That's exactly right.
So we'll get started. Mr. Cunningham facilitated this photo you see here. These are our 1,064 students. That was an interesting 20 minutes right there. This is our bunch. It's a lot of kids to have on the hill. In a minute you'll see how many faculty and staff, of course, we have. That's a lot of people to have in one spot. And you know, it's a great place to work, but it's also a great place to live. And every one of these kids has a parent that appreciates that they live here too, I think. They have raised good kids. We have a good group of kids. Our population this year again was 1,064. Biggest class was 5th grade, 281. And it grew. It didn't start at 281. So I think we started last year when we were projecting forward, we were in the 260s. So we grew there. And we studied that a little bit to see if 5th grade and 7th grade were the two that grew the most. And really over the years, there's been no real pattern. One grade will grow more one year than the other. So we don't really see a pattern of growth between those. Projected though for this year is a good bit smaller 5th grade group. And so we're a little bit smaller this year. 1,037 is what we project. Most of our summer enrollments and withdrawals even out. So we figure we'll start right around at that point. 64 certified teachers, 21 support staff. 22 of those teachers have been with us less than 3 years. Isn't that amazing? I think I alluded to that a little bit last year, but you'll see Miss Garrett down in the right-hand corner. And in no way, shape, or form did she act like a first-year teacher. She's fantastic. She, along with Mr. Pass, do a great job with our band students. We're lucky to. We don't have near the applicants we used to for the positions we have, but we still get really good people. And she's a great example of that. Our assistant principals are the same way. Mr. Grogan, Ms. List, fantastic. They have gifts in different areas, and that's what we exploit. And they do a great job. Really great job. Mr. Grogan's full of initiative, always looking forward. Learning about things that I have no clue about. He's teaching me. And Miss List, in the other way, she's doing a lot of our performance, making sure our kids are on the right track, making sure they're getting the right classes they need, checking really closely to see that they're basically on the right path. And she does a fantastic job with that as well. So we're very lucky to have who we have. I appreciate that. Renewals, paintings, projects, and summer maintenance. I'd like to look at that first. Took 12 years, but we have replaced every piece of desks, every student desk in the building. I'm proud of that. That took 12 years. I guess I bring that up because we have a 1988 model building, okay? So we're continuing to have to do renewals to that. And very few projects, Mr. Cunningham say, hey, never says no, but hey, can we wait a little while? And then many of them he's initiated himself, and we'll go over those. But very proud to have these. This is a kind of a different look. The last few sets we bought look differently. You'll see they're more set to pods. So this is a 5th grade group right here. Kind of wish we had bought some of those before. It's of course a new look. But, lighting renewal was complete this year. I'm sure you know all about that. This is just one section in our gym. This was actually the first to get done in our building. Both gyms have been finished, all the classrooms, even the outside lights, the big lights in the parking lot, and that sort of thing. That makes a big difference. And I know, I've seen a difference at home with that. I know we'll see a difference in school with the LED lighting and how that works. So inside and outside for that lighting renewal. Cafeteria, looks like it's always been there, doesn't it? Had a teacher walk through yesterday and say, "Wow, has this always been there?" So we're kind of meeting the new with the old. Some of the tile was coming up along the sides. So Mr. Sayer, Kevin Sayer, great maintenance supervisor to work with, he devised all of this and got it done. And when it's waxed, it looks like it's always been there. Really looks good. FP at each of the entrances to that cafeteria. That looks. I'm very impressed with how it ended up, and it fixed where the tile was coming up. So really improved the look of the area. Another renewal, and I'm bringing this up again because we have 1988 model. That whole closet was full of hot water heaters. 2 big, huge tanked hot water heaters. So what you see there is 2 tankless hot water heaters. New, updating our building. This is for the cafeteria. It's a nice look. It was just completed this week. Of course, we didn't clean up the closet yet, but we'll get there. But I am impressed with that, and just the fact that we have the support to get that done. Because we could have fixed those old ones or limped along with something not quite as efficient. Painted the 1988 stucco. Believe it or not, it matches. You won't be able to tell the difference in the color. But it looked clean, nice, and they're still working on it. It's an ongoing project. They're painting like crazy today. They'll continue for the next 5 more days, I'm sure. But it really looks good. It's going to look good all along the front. So the project is from one corner to the all the way, basically making an L shape, getting at least half of our building overall painted. Mainly the part that shows the most right now. That again is a project that will need to continue along the back over time. We do this every year. Stripes, door facings, and again, just send the POs up. He knows they need to be done. I appreciate the fact that we can do that we're able to do that. Mr. Grogan went to archery in the schools class yesterday. And I won't mention the school, but he said, wow, they really don't keep up their school. Maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud, but maybe they can't. Maybe they don't want to, but here, he wants us to. He won't accept the fact that we want to do it, and then he supports us to do it. We certainly appreciate that. But we do this every year. Paint the parking lot. The city cooperated with us and painted our parking lot for us. I didn't have to ask twice. Didn't even have to call or remind. Certainly appreciate the city doing that for us. And it looks great. It really does look great. They went the extra mile and did our stripes and some of the details as well. This is a project we've had on our list for a while, and it's one of those you kind of have to put off till you can do it. Concrete, of course, is expensive. But we've needed this walk to Ramblewood across the road. We send several students across there each day in the afternoon. They come across, of course, in the morning as well. And we've been walking them through the grass. So this was a nice addition. It looks great. Looks like it's always been there. When it fades a little, it'll look like it's always been there. But that was certainly a nice addition. This one as well, on the 7th grade drop-off loop. You line the kids up down through there as the cars come around to pick them up. So that gives us another safe area to put the kids to get picked up. This doesn't, because the concrete was still drying and that sort of thing, some of the paint's come off here, but we needed to upgrade our handicap parking a little bit. And so we worked with Mr. Hass on this. He got us some ramps and painted it the way it should be. New communication tools. Every parent that walks in the door looks at this little screen right here. Mr. Grogan gets pictures from the teachers' activities that are going on in the building, that sort of thing. And we have this active board right here as you walk in the building. Now, I guess you really call it an active board. It just scrolls a PowerPoint all day long of student activities. And we have some of those little not turnstiles, but just little separators from that area for the kids when they have a break. And they line up along those and watch that themselves. So we stumbled on accidentally a neat little deal for our kids. And so we'll certainly exploit that next year with more and more pictures, and a lot of those pictures will go into this presentation as well for you. Student tools, what you see there is 200 more Chromebooks, and that's the last of the Chromebooks, and they are in. So our implementation for 6th, 7th, and 8th is we have the tools. We're looking at the Monday after school starts to hand them out and get rollout going. So we're certainly excited about that. And that'll bring great things for us, I'm sure. A little bit more of our summer work. We always, of course, strip and wax the floors in the classrooms and redo the gym floors. They look good. They're always played on the week after we get them done. Constantly somebody's in our gyms, cheerleaders, basketball players, sometimes football players, depending on the weather. So they're used and refinished every year. Usually we do it the Friday. The teachers work on, May 25th this year. So that's when we did it. Little student artwork from the year. 911 work over on the right. And our theme in our enrichment class this year was Italy. So that's some of the work from our enrichment class there on the left. Little student work. You wouldn't think 7th and 8th graders to do stuff like that, but they still do a little bit of this. It's going along with their book projects. This is a partnership we've been looking for quite a while. Dr. Nikki Weiner arranged for all of our grades, 5th through 8th grade, to attend field trips at Little River Canyon this past year. So it takes two days a grade to get them all out there, but she agreed to keep them all day long. So they stay, of course they leave right after bus routes and come back before bus routes, but they have a nice long field trip to go to Little River Canyon. If a lot of these kids are like I was when I was growing up, I took for granted those things that are so close to us. Soda State Park, Little River Canyon, so on and so forth. We have so many more things now than when I was a kid. That's really set up. It's a great learning environment. And we'll do that again this year, as a matter of fact. So looking forward to that. Her themes, and she has certain themes for certain grades. So I think her plan is to get everybody out there over time. Keep them coming. And this is her right here with the snake. So any of you would like to go with us, Temple Snake, that kind of stuff, we'd love that. Showing the water project. They have a lot of neat stuff. They've invited us also to use their stage. They have a $1 million stage. They'd love for us to come put on a concert there, so we may take them up on it in the near future. But nice place certainly to go. They have a lot of programs, a lot of good programs. Cross country state, little sports here. 6 of those runners were middle school students. I know you've met them, you've seen them in here. contemporary music class. We continue to have a lot of kids they're interested in our guitar class. So we continue to have Coach Roberts teach and Mr. Fleming as well. So about somewhere between 45 and 50 students every 9 weeks gets to take guitar. We furnish their guitar. Chris works with them on, most of them had never played the guitar before. Very few of them have. In 9 weeks period, they can play concert. They can play several songs. And he picks 2 or 3 of them to play the guitar, play the keyboard. 2 or 3 play the drums. So during a set, you might see 2 or 3 different kids circulating through the drum set or through the piano, sort of thing. So it truly is a contemporary music class. Again, we do provide the guitars for them as well. Veterans Day program, Ms. Berry put that on for our 5th graders. A little science, they have a lot of hands-on programs in all grades, really. This is 8th grade, you see building a roller coaster. And this is 8th grade, doing their boat races. They do their boat races in the spring. So they have to figure out how to move that boat from one end of that gutter to the other. And they're timed, sometimes filmed. So that is a fun project. I don't think I put the picture. This one may be the jet. No, that's not the jet though. That's, some of them will bring some of the propellers that's in the rockets. They'll do a rocket boat. Those are a little sketchy sometimes. But they do move on down the water. That's a fun project. They do enjoy. So 6th grade slinky test, some of their hands-on stuff is a slinky test, all sorts of different things. They'll spread out down the halls or spread out down the sidewalks and do several different experiments like that. 5th grade ecosystems. This is something they do every year. And I think in the very bottom of that are some guppies. So we have little fish on the bottom and several different plants working their way up through the old Coke, through the 2-liter Coke bottles. TVA, we had partnership with TVA this year. They came in and did a presentation on water quality. It's really took a full day, it may have taken longer than that. They circulated groups through this particular lady's presentations for water quality. We continue to have a very strong tech group. This is when they went to the Northeast Regional Tech Fair at the Ag Center. 55 first, second, third place awards. You'll see the categories they finished in: animation, audio production, digital art. Ms. Kemp, she does a fantastic job with these students. You can go down to her class 7th period every day, and they do it 2nd and 3rd 9 weeks. And those students are totally into what they're doing. They're in groups, working on their own projects. You'll see similar type stuff with our robotics groups. A lot of these things we developed over the last few years will help them. They don't have any problem standing up and presenting. They don't have any problem talking to you, explaining processes. And that's something I'm not sure very many of my classmates could do as seniors. And these guys can do it in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And they're confident about it. They know what they're talking about. First Lego League State Championship, we did, our Gigawatts team won, and of course advanced to the World Championships in Houston, Texas. And these guys are fantastic. Some of the stuff they can do. 108 teams from around the world. They finished 52nd out of 108. Of course, Mr. McClung is not happy with that. So, you know that very well. But just to make it, just to get to go, to learn, for these guys getting to go to something first and getting to see what other people are doing, and learning from the other groups, really seeing what some of the guys say who won or do. So they're going and learning from other people. Here's some pictures of those guys. Again, I don't know if I said it or not, but we have fantastic students. the race car. This is an example of those things they've figured out. That car didn't have slick tires to start with. They were, the tires, they may have looked slick, but they really had too much drag on them. So they figured out that this particular tire would roll more smoothly. So they worked with a bike shop to get a set of wheels and tires for this particular car. It also has a sprocket and gear. Well, they figured out for the distance they were going, a different sprocket and gear that would maximize the performance of the car. So they ordered it, they used local machine shops to fix it, modify it, put it on this car. These are things the kids worked out. They figured this stuff out. And they have even more tricks for this. They're working with a bike shop. They talked to a bike shop, I think in Gadsden, about using ceramic bearings so it'll run smoother. All these sorts of things our kids are doing. Of course, you see that's just corrugated sides on the car. I think they figured out that might work just as well as something a little heavier. So a lot of these things they've come up with. They want to cut and modify. So they're racing this car as well. It's the handle here. They figured out how to make it more ergonomic because they were we got to hold down the throttle. So they figured out how to make it more comfortable and use the 3D printer to make the handle on the car. Amazing stuff. These guys are fantastic. Certainly have a good leader as well. And he's excited about this stuff. Anytime you go by, he's fired. We're really excited to be able to do that. There again, that's something that we don't have to do, but you guys allow us to do. We certainly appreciate that. Digital citizenship, of course, we have so many digital tools. We have to be mindful every year of teaching our kids safety. We use Common Sense Media for that. We have lessons for them, at least 4 sets of lessons each year for these guys, and they work through this program in Common Sense Education. So we do that with all grade levels. Each grade level's theme is a little different depending on their age level and what they can handle and those sorts of things. So we're working with them each year on this. They do have to have an initial lesson before we'll give them that Chromebook. So, or of course the 5th graders will get the iPad. We'll require that our teachers teach that. It'll be Monday after school starts before they get the Chromebook. They'll do that before they get that Chromebook. Any new student who moves in, Mr. Geis teaches that first lesson before he gives them a Chromebook, before Mr. Anderson gives them a Chromebook. So we're serious about that. We keep up with our data. We keep up with the lessons that we teach our kids. We hope they're serious about it. But every year we find they can go anywhere they want. It's a dangerous world online. And so this is how we combat that. This is just some of the lessons: internet safety, privacy and security, relationships and communication, cyberbullying and digital drama, and so on. You see several. Anti-bullying assembly as well. We see certainly every year we have issues with bullying. Kids just being mean to each other. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily constitute bullying, but the lessons this particular lady led, this through the advocacy thing, led our students through, these were 7th and 8th graders here. Our counselors do work on lessons like that in their group guidance as well with our students. Too Good for Drugs, we continue to do that with our 5th graders. We culminate this program, we started every year in January and culminate around April. So they do Too Good for Drugs from January to April each year, have graduation in April. Kid Check, this is another cooperation between us and Northeast. They check every kid in the building that brings a signed sheet from their parent. There's several, of course you see them doing several things here, but they go through 5 or 6 different stations. They even get their eyes checked. This is a good program for us. And the Kids Check, and we've already have it scheduled for the spring as well. Just a little bit of our routine. Every Wednesday is our red, white, and blue Wednesday. We do ask our kids to wear red, white, and blue. We have a red, white, and blue message on each Wednesday. Some of our, this is just some pictures of our classes. Some of our EL classes here, some of the projects that we've done this year. Here's some of our students who participated in the Race to Embrace. Handprints on the wall. These are 8th graders towards the end of their 8th grade year. If they had all A's in the 7th grade in all subjects, they get to put their hand on the wall. So we've had to black out a lot more of our wall over the last few years. But I will say this is interesting. I didn't start it. It's been there for years. But a lot of students who make it to the National Junior Honor Society don't make it to the wall. They have to have a 90 cumulative average to get in the National Junior Honor Society. They have to have all A's in all subjects to get on the wall. So there's fewer students here than are in the National Junior Honor Society. And it certainly is a privilege. They're excited about this each year. Of course, they get to leave their name and a little message, or class of, and see class of, and that sort of thing. This is down our 7th grade hall. This is actually the ones that did it this year. We have a special visitor here. Just some more pictures of our kids. Ben Barentine visited. And he brought us a flag that was flown over his command center. I don't think we can say where his command center was, so. But he did bring us a certificate and flag. Testing data for the year, as you know, we did the Scantron Performance Series, Global Scholar. We broke the scores down at, you can see here that this is the fall scale score, 2,430 crew. That doesn't mean much to you, I don't think, does it? Does it mean much to you this morning? Maybe a little? Okay. So grade level equivalent, though, is what it equals, 3.7. So those in grade 5 this fall, the grade level equivalent for reading was 3.7. Certainly not where we want to be. That's where we started in August. We did take it in the middle of the year as well, but the comparisons go between the fall and spring. So our spring score, our scaled score was 2685, and that equals a 5.2 grade level equivalent. So we did see growth. Certainly not the amount of growth we'd like to, quite a bit. 6th grade, 5.5 to 6.4. 7th grade, 6.4 to 6.9. And 8th grade, 7.2 to 7.8. So, not gloom and doom, certainly not where we want to be, but we continue to work on that. And I know we're using a glimpse this time to kind of look at what we're doing. Hopefully lead us in the right direction on particular elements maybe we are doing or we aren't doing. These are our math scores. Start out 5th grade, 3.8, 5.3 in the end, 5.8 6th grade, 6.6 in the end. In spring, grade 7, 6.3 to 7.4. 8th grade, 7.4 to 9.1. So we still saw growth in our math as well. Language arts, we didn't have to take language arts, but I feel like we should take language arts. 4.5 to 5.7, 5th grade. 6.1 to 7.9. 7.1 to skills greater than 8.9, and then so forth in the 8th grade as well, 7.7 to 8.9. So we did see a good bit of growth there as well. And that's it. That's my presentation. I can't say enough though, again, how much we appreciate what you do for us. We always feel like we have support from you to do what we need to do. Great superintendent to work for. Certainly thank you for a good school year. It's a good school year. We look forward to even better school year. We were working outside today a little bit and didn't quite get where we want to, get where we wanted to. We kinda use that as an example of how we didn't quite get where we wanted to in the school year either. Mr. Rogan said to me, but we will. We have a motivated staff. We have great teachers who love what they're doing. They love our students. Most of them live here, or they've lived here close. They're invested in our community. It's important for them to see growth in their students. And they just need us to continue to lead them, guide them, show them what needs to be done. Oftentimes for them to lead and guide us and show us what they need. So it's certainly a two-way street. Thank you very much for your view. Any
Great job.
questions? Any questions about the presentation?
We just appreciate you.
Well, I certainly enjoyed my job. We were talking about it there. I logged on to RSA 1 for the first time yesterday. Realized I have 22 years of service. I've certainly enjoyed every one of those.
You know you can go 40.
Well, seeing as I have a 5-week old,
We
It's
were
gonna be a
looking for that
while till we're
slide.
through with
well,
college.
I didn't know I should have put Maggie up here or not. I'm happy about that.
Ms. Bird, that was a great presentation. We're gonna let you go last every time now. But you notice that with him going last, he decided I'm gonna put a show on. Very good job. And I'll tell you something, with all
Good
the
time.
administrators, I'm very proud of the way they take care of those buildings. You notice that?
Absolutely.
Our facilities really look good. They take good care of us, our pride there. So, thank you again, and thanks for taking care of the kids, but that was a great presentation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. McClung, for filling in.
I hope you didn't break the speed.
We won't discuss that.
Probably not in the open board.
Let's just say I didn't get it. There you go.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll go on to item 5, personnel resignations. Accept the resignation of Troy Mueller as bus driver effective July 2nd, 2018, as submitted.
Make the motion?
Motion Kathy,
Second.
second Randy, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Item 2, accept the resignation of Marcella Snee, CNP worker at Williams Avenue Elementary School effective July 16, 2018, as submitted.
Motion?
Motion Carolyn,
Second.
second Kathy, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Item 3, accept the resignation of Shannon Keith, CNP worker at Williams Avenue Elementary School effective July 31st, 2018, as submitted.
Motion.
Motion Randy,
Second.
second Neil, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Item 4, accept the resignation of Scott Shankles, head middle school softball coach, effective June 11th, 2018, as submitted.
Motion.
Motion Neil,
Second.
second Carolyn, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Okay, transfers, item B, 1, approve transfer of Kelly Chapman from 3rd grade teacher at Williams Avenue Elementary School to elementary technology specialist effective for the 2018-2019 school year.
Make the motion?
Motion Kathy,
Second.
second Randy, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Item 2, approve the transfer of Heath Blaylock from a half-time bus driver to a full-time bus driver effective for the 2018-2019 school year as submitted.
Motion?
Motion Carolyn,
Second.
second Neil, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Item 3, approve the transfer of Heather Nadani from CMP Assistant Manager at Fort Payne Middle School to CMP Worker at Williams Avenue Elementary School effective for the 2018-2019 school year as submitted.
Motion.
Motion Randy,
Second.
second Kathy, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the motion passed. Recommendation, one, approve Sean Turner as a history teacher at Fort Payne High School effective August 2nd, 2018, and non-renew his contract on May 24th, 2019 as submitted.
Motion.
Motion Neal,
Second.
second Randy, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the motion passed. Item 2, approve Haley Jones as a third grade teacher at Williams Avenue Elementary School effective August 2nd, 2018, and non-renew her contract on May 24th, 2019 as submitted.
Motion.
Motion Carolyn,
Second.
second Kathy, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the motion passed. Item 3, approve Mallory Durham as an EL teacher at Wills Valley Elementary School effective August 2nd, 2018, and non-renew her contract on May 24th, 2019 as submitted. This is a one-year leave of absence.
Motion.
Motion Kathy,
Second.
second Randy. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay, and I will be abstaining. Okay, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Item 4, approve Gwendolyn Jelks as a system-wide special education aide effective August 2nd, 2018, and non-renew her contract on May 24th, 2019 as submitted.
Motion.
Motion Neal,
Second.
second Carolyn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the motion
I
passed.
abstain.
Okay, we have an abstention by Kathy. Continuing on with recommendation number 5, approve Carla Beal as a CMP data entry position effective August 1st, 2018, and non-renew her contract on October 31st, 2018 as submitted.
Motion.
Motion Randy,
Second.
second Carolyn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the motion passed. Item 6, approve Scott Asbell as a mechanic assistant effective July 9th, 2018, and non-renew his contract on June 30th, 2019 as submitted.
Make the motion.
Motion Kathy,
Second.
second Neal. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the motion passed. Item 7, approve Ashley Hughes as a PE teacher at Fort Payne Middle School effective August 2nd, 2018,